Hey, it's Jason Creel. I want to take some time to go over 5 common mistakes you see lawn care business owners make. Now, you might think, yeah, these are most likely going to be made by people new to the lawn care business, but it's not necessarily only those who make these mistakes. So let's talk about them and see what we can do to avoid doing these. And of course, you can add to the list if you'd like. But here you go, 5 common mistakes made by lawn care business owners. Number 1, not having a plan. I've seen people sometimes, and if you have very low living expenses and you don't need much of a plan, you just think, well, I don't have to have much money to make it. As I can make $1,000 a month, I'll be fine. Then okay, maybe this doesn't apply. But for those of us who need to make a living, a more substantial amount of money, then a plan makes so much difference. I'm not necessarily saying you got to have a formal business plan, but what I'm trying to avoid is people who get out there and they quit a job. And I'm not, obviously you need to quit your job if you're going to go full-time in the business, but to quit without knowing what you're getting into or having a plan of how you're going to get from point A to point B, to me, is not very smart. And so a lot of times people that have a job, I'd encourage them, if you could just start on the side, do some lawns on the side, see if you even like it. You may not like it, it may not be for you. But and then if you can get something established on the side, that'll make it less of a jump for you to make it full time. Now, not everybody does that. If you feel like, I've done this where when I started the business I'm in now, I was working on the side to subsidize my income, but there was no real plan B. I was going after it and that sort of thing. But I'd also done this before, and so I had a plan of what I was trying to accomplish and knew how to get there. So have a plan. Number 2, not charging enough. Okay, now I've seen this. I think it's far more common for new people in the lawn care business to undercharge than to overcharge. Now, people do overcharge sometimes. If you're new in the business and you're trying to overcharge, you can't charge a filet mignon price and you're serving up hamburger steak. You have to, if you're going to charge a premium price, you need to, provide premium service. But just understanding what your market calls for. It's not, in every market's not the same. But I think the wrong mentality is, hey, going back, let's say you had a job and you say, well, I was making $15 an hour at my job. Now I quit that and now I'm making $25 an hour mowing grass. This is great. That is not the way to think about it. It's not the same. If you are self-employed, for one, there's no tangible financial benefits. Like you're not getting health insurance provided for you by your company. All that, everything is out of pocket. So you need to seriously generate some income. 2, you got to think of all the equipment and all the expenses it takes to run a business. The tax implications of being self-employed. There's so many reasons why you don't look at it and just say, well, if I can, I've been working for this dollar amount and I'd do anything for that dollar amount. And because that's not how you build a business. You really need to understand the full cost of running a business to understand that it's not the same as being an employee making a certain hourly wage. Number 3, overspending. I talk about this sometimes. And again, a lot of this depends on how much money do you have when you're starting. That could go back to having a plan. If you're starting out and you don't have any money, then you need to think, well, how can I get going as quick as possible, get some revenue coming in? But if you even have some money, what I'm saying, I just have seen over and over and over again where you can get a great deal on a used 0-turn mower for somebody else who bought it new and didn't make it and is selling it with 100 hours on it, for thousands less you could buy it new. I'm not saying there's never a place to buy it new, and if you can afford to and want to, just go ahead. I'm just saying, be cautious on your spending starting out, and understand that nice equipment is not going to make your business successful. It helps. Equipment makes a huge difference, but you also have to learn to market your business and grow in this thing as quickly as possible, because like I said, you have expenses in your business and you need to generate revenue to offset those expenses. So to me, the debt puts a lot of pressure on somebody right off. So I just encourage people to be cautious. Number 4, I think hiring an employee too soon. Employees are expensive, okay, and I know people pay them under the table. They do all kind of things to make them less expensive, and I don't encourage that. But just in general, employees are expensive. Y'all see the golf cart behind me? Well, anyway, it's you don't want to put that burden on your company before you have to. So what I would encourage you to do is maximize yourself. Work as hard as you can, make as much money as you can before bringing on an employee and putting that financial burden on you. And then, hey, when you've got the work, employees are great, and that's part of it, and you can really increase the amount of revenue you can generate. So I'm not anti-employees. I'm saying I'm anti-employees before you need them. And number 5, giving up too soon. And I'm gonna put a bonus number 6 because I've had one in my mind. But I think sometimes people think that this thing's gonna just take off the first year, and you gotta understand, building a business of any kind requires a lot of hard work. I encourage people all the time. A lot of times that year 2 goes so much better than year 1 because you know what you're doing. You're a little more comfortable. You've got a little bit of established business, and it's just so much better. So, just if you can subsidize your income year 1 or have some money saved up when you start, so that, if you can just get through that first year, sometimes that second year can be so much better. And the bonus number 6 here is not being aggressive enough in your marketing. I think sometimes you start off and people think, so-and-so's got a business, he doesn't do any advertising, and he just gets all his business from word of mouth, Well, that's fine, but he's also probably been in business for a lot longer. For new people, I think who knows what, nobody's ever heard of you. Nobody's heard of your business. Nobody, you don't have a reputation. I mean, maybe you know a lot of people and all that helps, but I'm saying I get a lot of word of mouth and that sort of thing, but that's after you've become established. Starting off, I think you have to be very aggressive in your marketing and try to get that clientele. And then, several years in, you've got all these past customers who can send you new business, who can recommend you to others. People have actually heard of your business. So I think first year or 2, being very aggressive in the marketing, and don't sit back and just think, well, why, how come my phone's not ringing? How come I'm not getting any customers? I say, well, what have you done to market your business? I mean, anything you can do online, or door hangers, or postcards, or direct mail, use the internet, Craigslist, Facebook, anything and everything to get out there and get your business going. So these are common mistakes. I'm sure there's more. Leave them in the comments. Like I said, it's not just for rookies. This is for stuff that I catch myself doing as well. Hope it helps. Thanks.